on Manx Radio, another radio replay, celebrating 60 years of the many varied programmes produced by the Nation Station. In this second of our Memories in Music replays, the late great Bernie Quayle chats with Barbara Gibb, former Isle of Man resident, also known as the mother to the Gibb brothers, also known as the Bee Gees. This was first broadcast in 2005.
Barry Gibb, 1946. Twins Robin and Morris, 1949. The brothers Gibb, born at the Jane Creek Hall Maternity Home, Douglas, Isle of Man.
When the summer day is over, its busy cares have flown, I will sit beneath the starlight with a weary heart alone. Then it rises like a vision, sparkling bright it shines for me, my own dear Ellen Manning, with its green hills by the sea. Let me hear the ocean murmur. Let me watch your starry sky. Then above the emerald waters sings the seagull as she flies. Then rising like a vision, sparkling bright it shines for me, my own dear Ellen Manning, with its green hills by the sea. And in all my times of sorrows, and on some lonely shore, I'll go back to Ellen Manning, to my childhood days once more.
My guest on this special edition of Memories in Music is Barbara Gibb, a lady who's been in the music business for more than 7 decades. Now in her 85th year, Barbara's had more than her share of tragedy. Her youngest son Andy passed away tragically at the age of just 30. 4 years later, on Andy's birthday, husband Hugh died, still grieving. The whole music industry again went into shock when a second son, Morris, died suddenly just 2 years ago. Despite all this heartache, Barbara still works hard to pull the whole family together. She loves to travel. She's a real jet-setter. The Isle of Man, though, remains one of her favourite locations. After all, it is where 3 of her sons were born, the Bee Gees. Barbara came to visit last week. She met with old friends, toured old haunts and paid her respects at the graveside of her parents in Douglas Borough Cemetery. Her mum and dad, Nora and Ernest Pass, were very involved with music, but their tastes were quite different from Barbara's.
Well, one of my earliest memories of my teenage years, when I would be about 15, 16, was Bing Crosby's June in January, which I used to sit on the stairs with my girlfriend and listen to it because my father wouldn't have him in the house. He would not listen to Bing Crosby. That was the worst kind of music he'd ever heard.
He didn't like the crooners.
Oh, he didn't like the boo-ba-doo, boo-boo-ba-doo. He didn't like that at all because he was a trained singer.
Well, Barbara, tell me about your parents because, well, they had a boarding house here in Douglas, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, yeah. And Mr. and Mrs. Pass. They had, on Victoria Street, I think, wasn't it, on the corner?
Corner of Fort Street and Victoria
That's
Street,
right,
yes.
And yeah.
Now, at that time, was the tobacconist on the ground floor in the shop?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
And the two little men used to run it.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. I worked for them for a time, anyway.
So now, were you living with them at that time
No,
in
no.
Victoria Street? No.
No. I was living over Maley's Chemist at that time,
Okay.
you know.
But now we're going back to the period when you were a teenager and your father says, I'm not having Bing Crosby in the house. Where were you living then?
Oh, then we were living in Manchester, in Urmston.
So, Barbara Mary Pass, let's relive that memory of your teenage years with Bing Crosby.
A clouded moon creeps across a clouded sky. Winds of January sigh and moan. And yet it's June. I can see a sky of blue. Dear, the miracle is due to you, just you. It's June in January because I'm in love. It always is spring in my heart with you in my arms. The snow is just white blossoms that fall from above. And here is the reason, my dear, your magical charm. The night is cold, the trees are bare, but I can feel the scent of roses in the air. It's June in January because I'm in love, but only because I'm in love with you. The trees are bare, but I can feel the scent of roses in the air. It's June in January because I'm in love, but only because I'm in love.
My guest on Memories and Music, mother of the Bee Gees, Barbara Gibb. Barbara, we just heard Bing Crosby and how much your father frowned on that kind of music in your house. This is the same with every generation, isn't it? They always frown on what's new and popular.
Oh, yes, of course they do, yeah. I've done that with my kids. Yeah.
Well, what kids you've raised, Barbara. What
I
a
know.
family.
No, yes, of
Yeah,
course.
you're
Yes.
very proud.
Very proud, yes. Why not?
Now, you went on to become, before you met their father, Hugh Gibb, you were a cabaret singer yourself, weren't you?
Yes, up to a point, and then he was a band leader, and he would never let me sing with his band.
Oh, really?
I know.
Oh, my
He
goodness.
used to say, one in the family's enough.
Now,
He
you
didn't realise what was going to come.
you and your husband Hugh came to the Isle of Man. He had a contract with Ranieri family.
That's right.
1945, you arrived in the Isle of Man.
That's right, yes.
Barbara, I know that your husband Hugh was an exceptionally good drummer. Did he play other instruments as well?
Every instrument by ear.
Did
Yes.
he really?
Yeah.
Yeah. What
Yes.
about the keyboards?
Keyboards, but actually we had an old organ that he'd bought at Harry Johnson's sale room.
Oh, up in Apple Street.
Yeah, and he would play it every Sunday. He would play all the songs that were out at that time. Love Walked In, hymns as well. He'd throw a few hymns in.
Really? Yeah.
Yes, everything that String of Pearls, all Glenn Miller stuff.
So it's no wonder that your sons have got this love for the old music.
I think so. Yes. I think. Oh yes, they all. Even Andy, as young as he was, loved all the old stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
He and Barry used to sing all the old songs from the war, and I'd never taught them.
My goodness.
Do you remember the harmonies
On.
on Alexander?
Oh yeah.
So if I was to choose,
I did the high.
Mama, be the top one.
Remember the words.
Come on in here, Alexander's ragtime band. Come on in here, it's the best band in the land. Well, he could play a bugle call like you never heard before. That's about as far as you're going to get.
Cut that out. Cut it out.
You're listening to former Manx Radio Late Show presenter Bernie Quayle in conversation with the Bee Gees' mum, Barbara Gibb. This was broadcast in 2005.
I think they lived before. I think they,
They're
been around-
reincarnated.
Yes, yeah, because they knew them, and I'd never sang all those songs to them.
Now, I've heard from Barry that one of his favourite songs that you used to sing was one, it's been recorded by 70 people, and it was part of your act as a cabaret singer. You'll Never Know?
Yes, yes.
Give us a couple of bars now.
No, I'm not going to sing for you. No.
Well, you may
Those
not
days are
know
gone.
this, but I caught you and Barry.
No.
You and Barry were singing this together.
That's right, we did. Yes.
So let's hear a little bit of that, then we'll go into, I've got it by numerous people, Barbara, but we'll play You'll Never Know.
You choose the key, Mum.
You started.
You started.
What like what?
You'll never know.
You'll never know just how much.
Yeah, you see, now that's two different keys.
Saying
I can't-
never
I
know just how much.
You'll never know. You see, I'm in a totally different key than you, because you're a woman,
Much I miss you. Mama.
you see. Yeah.
You'll never know just how much I care.
I can see the bombs now.
No, no, that was before the bombs.
Sorry.
And
if I tried, I still couldn't hide my love for you.
You got the playing card?
You ought to know, for haven't I told you so? A million or more times you went away and my heart went with you.
It's such a beautiful song, and they're beginning to make songs again like that these days,
I
aren't
hope
they?
so, yes.
Yes. Now, when you came to the Isle of Man, you had a baby girl in arms with you. That was Leslie.
That's right,
Okay.
yes.
And Barry was born in 1946,
Just
September?
17 months after Leslie.
Yeah.
Yes.
These children were born into a musical family, weren't they?
Oh, yes, yes.
And you recognized very early on that your three sons somehow had this magical ability just to harmonize perfectly, didn't they?
Oh, definitely, yes.
They didn't any coaching from you or from
They
their
can't
father?
read music.
It's quite remarkable.
It is really, yes, it is. Robin always says that they're in the air and they just reach out and grab them.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
know
how it happens.
Robin's got this ability. He'll be sitting taking a bath and suddenly a line will come to him and all of a sudden a song is born. And Dwina's been telling me about some of the best known and best loved songs in the world and how the inspiration came from simple little things like seeing the title of a Hemingway book.
Yes, of course, yes. In fact, when they were younger, they used to get my daughters love comics, you know, they all love comics,
Yes, yes.
and read them. And some of the expressions, they became song titles.
Good heavens.
Yeah,
So now we know where it's all coming from.
right, yes. I don't think they do that now, but that's what they did then.
Now, Barbara, before you came to the Isle of Man, at the outbreak of war, I mean, songs were so important to people in those days, weren't they?
Yes.
Do you have a particular favourite from that period?
Oh, Vera Lynn had some beautiful songs
Oh,
out.
didn't she?
Yes.
Yeah.
White Cliffs of Dover.
Yeah.
When the Lights Go On Again. All the war songs were
Yes.
beautiful, yes.
Now, I know that we were talking earlier, and there was a particular film that left its mark on you, and a song from that film. Can you remember Victory at Sea?
Oh, yes. No Other Love. No
Yeah.
Other Love with which Ronnie Hilton
Well,
had
I
it.
wish I could play you the soundtrack from the film, but as you just mentioned, Barbara, Ronnie Hilton did record that, and it was a huge hit later, wasn't it?
Yes,
Many
it
years
was.
later.
Yes.
No other love have I, only my love for you, only the dream we knew, no other love. Watching the night go by, wishing that you could be, watching the night with me. Into the night I cry, hurry home, come home to me. Set me free, free from doubt and free from longing. Into your arms I'll fly, locked in your arms I'll stay, waiting to hear you say, no other love have I, no other love.
My guest on Memories and Music is an incredible lady. It is hard to believe your age, Barbara, because you're a dynamo. I've seen you at the side of the stage when the boys are on tour, and you're there. You've been a driving force in their lives, all their lives, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
You really have.
I hope so. They never said so, but I hope so.
Well, I've seen it in the few
Yeah,
years that I've
yeah,
known
I
you
think
and your
so.
family. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been a joy for me. Now, Barbara, of all the songs, they've literally produced hundreds of hit songs. There must be some that I'll say that will bring certain memories back for you.
Of course, this New York mining disaster, Got to Get a Message to You. A lot of the early ones were,
Yes, yeah.
because they were so vivid when
Yeah.
they first started. You know, all these songs kept coming out and they're going in the, you know, in the.
What did you think when they changed their sort of their musical genre when they went very disco in the 70s? What were your feelings then?
Well, they never thought that. They never thought they were disco. There's no such thing as disco, really.
Okay.
It was just a song they'd already written when
Yeah.
Robert came to the studio and said he was doing this thing and he wanted a song.
Yes.
And
yeah.
they gave, and it was Saturday night,
Fever, yes.
going to
yeah.
a dance. He said it was about a boy going to a dance on a Saturday night.
Right.
And they already had this song, but it wasn't, they had no title for it.
Right, yeah.
So that was it.
Yeah.
And they never thought it was disco. It was just a song.
Yeah. Well, here you are back in the Isle of Man after many, many
Mm-hmm.
years. And I know that one of the reasons your parents are here in Douglas Cemetery, but you've looked up old friends. How have you seen the island now compared to 30 years ago when you were living here?
The island's the island. It never
Yeah.
changes. You get out in the country and it's still the same beautiful island.
Yeah.
But when you get nearer to town, no, I was a bit disappointed.
Yeah.
I was and I can't name places, but I mean, there's one or two places I was really disappointed in.
Yeah. But Barbara, it's lovely to see you back in the Isle of Man.
Yes.
And a little later in the year, I think we've got some good news for Bee Gees fans that will be very rewarding. Barbara, to conclude our little program together, you've talked about the hurt and so on and so forth. You've had so many hurts in your life. More recently with the loss of Morris. And Robin has one particular song. Can you guess what it might be?
For Whom the Bell Tolls.
You like
Yeah,
that one?
I love it, yes.
Barbara Gibb, thank you so much for sharing your memories and music
It's
with
been
me.
a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I stumble in the night, never really knew what it would have been like. You were no longer there to break my fall. The heartache over you, I gave it everything, but I couldn't get through. I never saw the signs. You're the last to know when love is blind. From the tears and the turbulent years when I would not wait for no one. Stop, take a look at myself, see me losing you. When a lonely heart breaks, it's the one that forsakes, it's the dream that we stole. And I'm missing you more than the fire that we're on, holding my soul. For you it's goodbye, for me it's to cry, for whom the bell tolls. I seen you in a magazine, a picture at a party where you shouldn't have been, hanging on the arm of someone else. I'm still in love with you. Won't you come back to your little boy blue? I've come to feel inside this precious love was never mine. Now I know, but a little too late, that I could not live without you. In the dark or the broad day, promise I'll be there. When a lonely heart breaks, it's the one that forsakes, it's the dream that we stole. And I'm missing you more than the fire that we're on, is haunting my soul. For you it's goodbye, for me it's to cry, for whom the bell tolls. Every time like this when I couldn't reach out to no one, I'm never gonna find someone who knows me like you do. Are you leaving me a helpless child when it took so long to save me? Fight the devil in the deep blue sea, I'll follow you anywhere.
From the south